Hey, it's fans. We are about to start the 2024-2023 card league, card season. And a bunch of teams have already started playing. I think this was the very first game, San Francisco and Milwaukee. San Francisco, big win. I think Garrett Mitchell had something like 13 hits in the first 6 games. I think they're already 6 games deep. It's all our records of the past season. We started playing online in 2012. 2013 was the first year we had a playoff online. And this year that we had the playoff, I'm pretty sure half the league was still playing in person. So I don't think that was the year I went to the championship. I think this was the year that I lost in the championship to Chicago. I can't remember. Haven't been back since, so we're looking to make the playoffs this year. Going to start tomorrow night against Tampa. Probably play all 6. And as an added treat, I found some of my cards from the very first team that I had. I thought this was my 25th year, but it turns out it's my 26th. Some bad math on my part. I thought this was the 1998 card season for some reason when I found them. 1997. Take a look at this bad boy, Brian Hunter. I think he was. I had the first pick in the expansion draft for all 3 rounds, and I think New York joined at the same time as I did. New York Minutes, which is now the Washington Filibusters. He took the first pick in the overall draft for every round. So I wound up getting Brian Hunter, Miguel Tejada, and Kerry Wood. I don't know if necessarily in that order. I might have taken Kerry Wood second, and then in the 3rd round I might have taken Miguel Tejada first. So Brian Hunter was my leadoff man. He had 74 steals. His base running 10, lead 9, steal 8. I don't think there is. I've seen lead 6, steal 10. I think that was Acuna or Corbin Carroll. I've played exhibition games against those guys. It's going to be crazy this year, the amount of running that's going to go on. So I had Brian Hunter. Darren Erstad was a good player on my team for 4 or 5, 6 years. And he got hurt, and he never really did come back. This is Darren Erstad's 23-year-old. 34 doubles, 4 triples, 16 home runs, 23 steals. He was not a D in center field, but he got a D rating. He was only 6 base running, even though he had 23 steals. He had a good card, and he went on to have a pretty fantastic career for the first half of it anyway. He led my team in 2001 to the championships. We lost to Toronto. Sammy Sosa. Had him right from the very start. For the first chance that I could get him anyway. He had 36 home runs that year. Next year, of course, was the big year, 1998. I think he hit 66. The old A-3. Ron Klesko. Never really did pan out all that much. He was a solid player at the time, but he didn't really turn into a superstar. He had 24 home runs that year. And really good right, not so great left. This year, by the way, that we're talking about 1997, I managed to lose something like 80 of 100 games or something like that. I think I had 21 or 22 wins. It was the lowest win total that had ever been recorded. So this is a pretty decent team for that bad of a result. Everything was a little more truncated, though. I think the league was a little bit smaller. Everything was a little more all-star gamey, kind of seemed like. Dean Palmer was my third baseman for a little while until I got Troy Glaus. I think the next year or the year after, I had the first or second pick overall, and I took Troy Glaus. Mike Lieberthal was my catcher. Jason Varitek was the catcher for most of the big years, and Lieberthal and Javi Lopez were my backups a lot of times. Two pretty solid catchers. Carlos Baerga didn't last much longer after this. Todd Walker I had for a long time. Todd Helton. I had Todd Helton and I had Travis Lee. And both guys were supposed to be spectacular. And they both looked pretty much the same. And I kept Travis Lee and traded Todd Helton. Good move. Good move. Who's Travis Lee, you ask? Look it up. Miguel Tejada was my shortstop for a long, long time, till like maybe 2010. For, say, the better part of a decade and a half. I think he had, because we only played 100-game seasons, I think he had upwards of 1,200 hits for me over that time. And then Elvis Andrus took over after that. And he had a pile of hits for me. And then here's what it would have looked like one after another. It's a pretty solid team. The pitching staff was horrible at the time. Although there was a youngster by the name of Bartolo Colon who turned out pretty well. And then Kerry Wood came up, and Javier Vasquez from the Expos were done by then, but yeah, Javier Vasquez was good. And who else? Andy Pettit I had for a long time. In my championship run year, I think I traded for Tom Glavine down the stretch. I had a really good bullpen in that year. I had like Rob Nan, Uga Thurbina, Arthur Rhodes. Nothing of the sort in my old card set here. There wasn't anything really worth showing for the pitching staff other than 20-year-old Bartolo Colon with a horrible card that I think I had to use. So, but anyway, we get kicked off tomorrow night, and looking forward to having a good year.